What's up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in Black Ops 2, doing a little bit of FFA on the map Plaza. We are now using the Vector with the silencer and the red dot, and I gotta say, I absolutely hate this gun. It hits like a little girl. It has a decent rate of fire, but the bullets are rubber, so it just drives me nuts. You have a tendency to hit like look like there. I got like, what, 8 or 9 hit markers that time before he finally died. Just hate it. But today we're going to be talking about something that I saw posted on Twitter. I do follow a couple other YouTube commentators, and I noticed that Northernlion today was talking about something that was going on with another YouTube commentator. And I don't know every single... See, that's the thing about YouTube is no matter how big you get, there's always somebody out there who has no idea who you are. And it kind of sucks because, you know, as somebody as small as I am, that means there's just ridiculous amounts of people who don't know who I am. And it kind of sucks, but, you know, that's one of the facts of life. But anyways, Nerdcubed, a guy named Dan runs that channel. I think he's got about 400,000 subscribers. And yesterday he tweeted that a developer, apparently he's fairly harsh on games and has a tendency to kind of berate the game makers. Well, one of the game makers offered him, in his words, a quote-unquote substantial amount of money to get a nice review. Now, when I hear something like that, especially with somebody with 400,000 subs, you're talking, that guy's probably making somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 a year. And so a substantial amount of money to a person like that is a lot more than a substantial amount of money to a person like me. So either way, it's bullshit and it shouldn't have been offered. I mean, you don't... That's the whole point is, you know, if you're going to make a game, you should probably be investing that money in making your game better as opposed to paying people to not talk bad about your game. I mean, seriously, because it doesn't matter. If your game's bad, people are going to find out whether people are talking about it or not, and you're really going to have a bunch of angry people, but that's a completely different point. So Dan decided to post on Twitter that this person had offered him a substantial amount of money, and he thought it was bullshit. Now, he didn't list the name of the developer, and that is what happened. Or that was the controversy that sparked. Now, I'm going to link the Reddit post that I found along with his tweet and his channel, etc., in the description below. And I may even throw Northernlion in there because he is the one, the reason I found it. But it's just interesting because everybody, instead of being mad at the publisher, everybody was mad at Dan for not telling them. It's like, you know, well, you're not going to tell us who the publisher is? You know, it's like, well, no, I value my business. And they're like, oh, well, you're just, you know, you don't have any balls, or, you know, maybe you made it up, or, you know, whatnot. And what people who are outside of this business don't seem to understand is publishers have all the power when it comes to YouTube. Now, what do I mean by all the power? Well, YouTube has a very aggressive look on fair use and gaming companies and things along those lines, and basically any content, period. So if you have content and somebody else, like for instance, let's say I'm a game maker and you use my game to make your video and you talk over it, that's covered under fair use and you have a legal right to do that. Well, as a game company, I have a content match program that allows me to find all people on the internet who have used my my content. Now, I can do nothing. I can simply be informed, or I can run my own ads on your stuff, or I can literally, with a click of a button, take your that video down and give you a copyright strike. And YouTube does a 3 strikes you're out policy. Now, the 3 strikes you're out policy isn't always as, you know, straightforward. If you get a copyright strike, most partnerships will not touch you. There is a possibility that that copyright strike will drop in 6 months, but it doesn't always do it, and it is at YouTube's discretion. So if you get copyright striked and you are not with a partnership, you are fucked. If you get a copyright strike and you are with a partnership, some partnerships will drop you like that. Some partnerships will let you stay on, but you're not going to be able to switch partnerships now because nobody else is going to take you. So let's say, you know, you're a big YouTuber, you get hit with this and you get a better deal from another network. Now you can't change networks because you're pretty much stuck with who you got. And, you know, technically your partnership network could use that against you and kind of, you know, not give you a better deal when you deserve one. But the main issue with it is, let's say you piss off EA and EA decides to come and aggressively attack your channel. They just need to find 3 videos that have their content on there and they can shut your channel down with a click of a button. And you're like, well, you know, you can fight that, right? Well, technically you can fight that. The way the process works is I click a button, and I've had to do this before on people who've uploaded my videos, but the way this works is you submit a copyright claim to YouTube. YouTube verifies your claim, which is an automated process that a robot does, and then they take the video down. Now, at that time, that person has a strike. If you do that 3 times, you have shut that person's channel down. Now, that person can still access the back end, but nobody else sees their videos. So if I were to get 3 strikes on my YouTube channel, my channel would simply disappear from the internet. Anybody who would come to my videos, etc., would not be able to see them. My page ranks would get destroyed. My rank in Google search would get destroyed. And all of that just because of the setup. Well, how do you go about fighting it? Well, then you have to file a counterclaim. I believe at the current time, the company has to respond within 2 weeks. So if they're really pissed at you, they can wait 13 days and 23 hours before they respond to your claim. So that is 2 weeks where your channel is offline and there is nothing you can do about it. And you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting. And then if they want to be a dick, they can say, yes, we uphold the claim. Well, now at this point, your channel is still down. YouTube has said, okay, well, you filed 3 false claims. Odds are you're completely boned now because YouTube won't talk with you. And you're now going to have to file a lawsuit against the other people. You literally have to take them to court, file a counter DMCA, which requires a lawyer, and you got to progress from that way. Well, lawyers aren't cheap. That's like $400 fucking an hour for a copyright lawyer. And it could be actually a lot more than that. So now you've taken these guys to court. You go to a judge, and that can take months. So this is all the time your channel's still down. And then at this point, you've got to realize a lot of copyright law out there is still kind of the wild, wild west when it comes to this media. Fair use isn't carte blanche. It basically gives you a defense. And so you can basically say, well, this is fair use. I'm making a fair use claim because I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. A judge then has to agree with your interpretation of fair use and your usage of fair use. Now, if he does, then the case is dismissed and you may get your legal fees paid for and your channel may be restored. But at this point, 3 months, 6 months, a year may have gone by. This is your sole source of income. All of your subscribers have long since moved on and found other people, and it just kills you. So you're basically starting over from scratch. So Dan, in my opinion, as much as I would, hate these other companies, he at least did the right thing and said no. He could have said yes, had a nice payday, and nothing bad would have happened. But instead he chose to say, hey, somebody's doing this, it's fucked up, and I'm not going along with it. Even just making that tweet's kind of risky. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Either way, I think not naming the company is a smart move because nothing good can come from it, and he can only basically get boned for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will link all the articles there. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, click the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.